If you've ever poured energy into people, work, or relationships and felt invisible, this is one of the most consistent social patterns there is. People rarely notice effort until its absence creates a problem they cannot ignore. Effort is quiet. It's maintenance. It's the thing that prevents problems. And that's exactly why it's overlooked. When your effort is doing its job, nothing breaks. Everything flows. The room stays calm. The work gets done. The relationship stays stable. And because nothing is on fire, people assume it's normal. They don't feel the weight you're carrying because your effort is absorbing the weight for them. So the effort becomes background, not because they're evil, because humans are wired to notice disruption more than stability. We notice when something stops working more than we notice the invisible thing that made it work. That's why absence creates clarity. When you stop doing what you've been doing, the system finally reveals what you were holding together. The group feels the gap. The person feels the inconvenience. The project slows. The emotional labor disappears. And suddenly, people realize your value. This shows up everywhere. At work, you can be the person who quietly saves problems before they happen, until you take a day off and everything collapses. In relationships, you can be the one who keeps the connection alive, planning, checking in, smoothing conflict, until you stop and the distance becomes obvious. In families, you can be the one who carries responsibility until you don't, and everyone gets uncomfortable. And here's the uncomfortable truth. People often don't reward effort. They reward impact. Not moral impact, functional impact. They respond when your absence creates a cost they can feel, because cost forces attention. This is why being helpful can become a trap. If you always cover gaps, people adapt to it as the default. They build their expectations around your reliability. They stop noticing it because the system has been stabilized. Your effort becomes assumed, and assumed effort is rarely appreciated. The realization isn't to become bitter. It's to become strategic. If your effort is invisible, you need clearer boundaries and clearer visibility. Not in an ego way, in a structural way. You need to stop giving people benefits they haven't learned to respect. That can mean letting small consequences happen, not to punish, but to reveal reality. It can mean saying no sooner. It can mean sharing responsibilities instead of silently taking them. It can mean stepping back from roles you never agreed to permanently. Because when you always prevent problems, you train people to believe problems don't exist. And then they treat your effort like air until it's gone. So if you feel unseen, ask yourself a hard question. Is your effort creating respect, or is it creating dependency? Are people grateful or simply comfortable? Do they value you, or do they only value the stability you provide? When you answer that honestly, you stop chasing appreciation from people who only notice you when it becomes inconvenient not to. If this made you think, subscribe to MindSignal.